This conference will now be recorded.
Am I audible?
This conference will now be recorded.
I hope my screen is visible. Okay. So today's session will be the continuation of the previous session where we were seeing some operators. So today we are going to see what are the different operators available in Java that we can use it for our regular development purpose. So next operator would be the compound assignment operator. So I'm creating a new class file for that. So what is compound assignment operator is like we were seeing something called there are two numbers like 5 plus 3, 3 plus 5, 2 plus 3. So some like two operands were there. Like I was using an example called integer price of laptop and integer price of bag. So two variables I was using. If I have to perform any operation among between these two operands, then I was using the arithmetic operations like plus, minus. I was using it. Say for example, I'm not going for a two operands at all. I'm going to do some calculation on a single variable itself. Let's see an example for that. So I'm creating one static main here. So this is my main method. Under the main method, there is a scenario. For example, I have a variable called int uh, laptop price, and in that the price of the laptop is 50,000. And because of my geographical location, for example, like I'm in Hyderabad, and to deliver to Hyderabad, they are charging me additional 500 rupees. For other location, it is different. Just because of its Hyderabad, some change in the laptop price. For others, you would have seen it, right? If you're in Bangalore, the price would be different. If you're in Delhi, the price would be different. So, what would be the new price? Nothing different. They're saying just because of your geographical location in your online shopping app, some increment we are doing. So, they are saying 50,000 plus some 500 rupees. That's what we were doing. So I will be saying the price of the laptop plus some 500 rupees would be my new laptop price. So the original price is just 50,000, but just because I'm in a different location, they are saying that you have to pay some extra amount. So this is what we usually do a coding. So when I print the price of the laptop, how I will print using the concatenation operation, I will use this laptop price, and I will run this program. Okay. So usually this is what we do. Sometimes what we will do is we will have a new variable like this, and that variable I will print it and then get the answer. The price of my laptop is 50,500. But instead of using a new variable called new laptop price or something other, like additionally whenever you are introducing a variable, what you are doing, you are using some space in your memory. So whenever I'm using two different variables, one is for the laptop price and another for the new laptop price, I'm unnecessarily utilizing a new memory. To avoid it, what a developer will do is they will do one more round of development. I'll show that also. They won't use a new variable at all. They will use the same variable like this also. If you look at this, the answer is same, but I avoided using a new variable. That is also correct. This is also correct. But what we are going to see here is compound assignment operator. What is this operator? Whenever you are going to do some operation on a single operand, you don't need to do like this. You can cut short it. Like if it is two different variables, laptop price and laptop bag, that is different. If you are using operations between two different operands like int a, int b, so a plus b, something if you are doing, then you can very well go for that. In this case, I'm going to do some activity on the same variable, the laptop brag price only. I'm going to increment by 500 rupees. So in that case, what I can do is instead of this laptop price equal to laptop price plus 500, I can change the code little bit like this. I commented the code so that you can compare what is the existing code and what is the new code I'm writing here. So I have changed the line number 7. It was something like this. I've changed it to like this and I'm printing. Now you see the output also, how it's printing. So it is building, still it is compiling my code. On the bottom you can see. My code is compiled and it is giving me the output. If you look at this, there is no change in my output, but there is a change in my way of coding. So what I have done, I'm using the concept called compound assignment operator. In that, instead of using an additional variable, instead of using the same variable with a lengthy annotations kind of thing, I've cut shorted something like this. Now let's see what is this actually doing. Exactly the same thing. What it will do is, it will do the first operation. What is this? Addition operation. Laptop price plus 500. It will do it. Then it will do the second operation called equal to. There are two operations we are doing here. So that equal to will be on the laptop price. That's why I'm able to see something like this. So again, I'm saying if you are going to do a arithmetic operation, not only addition, even if you are planning to do a subtraction, multiplication, division on a same variable, instead of using a lengthy syntax like this, you can go for the shortcut way, that is called compound assignment. So you are compounding a arithmetic operation with the assignment. So equal to is your assignment operation, right? So you are combining these two and you are making a simple syntax and you are doing. So this is called compound assignment. And next is again more or less same, but it will be little bit variation with the arithmetic and the compound assignment. Let's see that also. The next example is increment or decrement operator. So what is this increment or decrement operator is, I was showing, that is I was adding a 500, 100, 200 like this. Say for example, I am going to increment by only one, that is I'm going to add only one, that is I have a variable called int a that has a value of 5, and I want to modify the value to number 6, that is adding plus 1 to them. So a equal to a plus 1. If this is my code, for example, if I'm coming across, when I will come across this situation is, you would have observed when you logged into any website, you would have observed that there are already 1,000 users watching the product. You would have seen it in most of the shopping app. Already 50 users are watching the same product in this time. Already 20 users have logged into the website. There are 20 more users are using this. So some numbers it will show. So for example, you are opening a online shopping app and you are watching a bag, a famous brand bag you are watching, and it will say that along with you, 20 more users are watching this. It is in their watch list. How it is telling that the number? It is not something random. That is not a fake number also. It is actual number. How they are doing is, whenever somebody has opened it, initially it will be zero. The number will be zero. That the view bag view count, okay, the let me rename like this, the users who is viewing the bag, initially it will be zero. When somebody is opening that particular product and viewing it, what they will do is they will add one. So going forward, this value would be what? It will be 1. This bag view would be, so if I run it, somebody, for example, somebody is viewing that particular bag, so it will be 1. Fine. What has happened is, after some time, one more user is also viewing the same product, for example, then what they will do is they will again increment the value by 1. So this is how the program would be. So the same thing, say first Srini was watching a bag and initially it was 0, so it is showing now 1. You can see here at the bottom it is showing 1. Then Ranjit is also viewing the same bag in that famous online shopping app. Then the viewer count would be, let's see what it would be. It will be number 2. So this is the scenarios where we will do a increment operations. That is, you will increment only one at a time. That is, one session has logged in, one user has logged in, mean they will increment by 1. Instead of doing a code like this, like I'm going to increment that value by 1. I'm not going to increment the value by 500 or 200 like the previous example. If I'm planning to increment only 1, then instead of doing like this, I can modify my code like this. Bag view plus plus. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. So let's see. Previously it was 0 and I am incrementing the value. Now you can see it is same, number 1 only. So what I have done, instead of doing a code like this, I have changed something called plus plus. It means I am incrementing the value by 1. If I want to decrement the value, for example, you have added that bag in your watch list, so it is the view count is increased. For example, you removed it from your watch list. So in that case, what I have to do? I have to do a decrement. I have to minus it. Like Srini feels that I don't want that bag anymore, so he's removing from his watch list means we will remove one, right? So now the watch list. So remove For decrement, to reduce a number, I have to use minus minus. Usually what operation I will do? I will show that also. Without using the increment operation, if you want to reduce, without using the increment or decrement operator, if you want to use, the traditional way is like this only we will use. What is the actual count of bag? It's 2. From 2 you will minus 1. So I will have the count as the bag count as 1 only, because Srini don't want, only Ranjit is viewing it. But using this way, using the
So,
increment or decrement way, I can do my coding like this.
we
Okay,
have a question
back.
here.
Please tell me.
So, so whatever we are doing on BagView plus plus, can we do the same thing in print statement? In the system.out.println, and we have the variable over here, right? So we can directly,
There is a tweak. I will show you the difference. There is something called, that is the next step I'm going to explain you.
okay,
If I say, for example, I'm commenting this. Okay, I'm commenting that code, and as you wish, I'm typing here.
right,
Okay, and I
okay.
am running it. If you look at this, it is showing just 0. Okay, so I'm going to do something like this now. Can you see it is coming 1? So there is two type of increment and decrement operation. That is the next step I'm going to tell. So
Because in this case, I
pre-increment
think
and post-increment. Okay, there are two increment operators are there. One is called pre-increment, another is called post-increment. So far, the one which I've showed you is the post-increment operator. So what will happen is, in the case of post-increment, if I'm performing any operation, so here what is operation I'm doing? I'm doing the operation of printing something here, right? So what it will do is, it will first complete the operation, then it will do the incrementation. That's why first time when I did back view plus plus, it was just printing 0. But that back view, it's still showing 2 only. The second back view, right? That is still
mm,
showing 2. But here it was showing 0, because first it will print the value here, then it will increment the value by 1. So by the time when it reach here, it has become 1, and 1 plus 1 equal to 2. So there is no change in the second print statement.
so is there
Got it?
any way to go, yeah, is there any way to do a post increment in first printer statement? Because here it's showing a pre increment, right? Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Yeah, yes, Ranjit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, thanks. So you, my question is here you have shown that we can do pre-increment in first print statement, right? Can we do post-increment in the print statement?
Sorry, I missed that question. I lost that audio connection. You were saying something,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yes,
Is
yes.
there any way? What was the
So,
question?
yeah, so you have shown here like we can do pre-increment in the print statement, first print statement. Is there any way to do post-increment in the print statement itself? Because if there is a way, we can the time complexity will be decreased, right?
What you can do is you can use some special operate kind of thing, but the ultimate way of this increment and decrement operator is it will do the post one. What you can do is you can use the pre-increment like I did. Can you see here?
Yes.
Same thing I was doing. My output would be different. Okay, so you
Okay.
want to see number one here. So I was using the pre-increment. So what it is doing? First, it is incrementing my value, then it is printing the value. Okay,
Okay. Got
so
it.
if you
Yeah.
want to cut short these lines, you can very well do like this. You can use the pre-increment. So what it will do? First, it will increment the value of the back view. then it will print it. So that is the difference between pre and post. What is post? Post is perform the task, then do the increment. Second one is the pre-increment. Here it will increment that one, then it will perform the task. What is the task for me here? That is printing something in the console. So that is the difference between pre-increment and post-increment. Is it clear? Is it clear? Ranjit or Shini, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah, thank you. So shall we move on? Shall we move on?
Yeah, you are audible. You can go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So this is called the pre-increment and post-increment. So I was showing something called post-increment here, and if you do the plus plus before, it is called pre-increment. Similar thing for the decrement also. If you want to do something after assigning an operation, then you can do the post decrement. If you want to do something before, then you can use a pre decrement. So both will do, like addition of one and subtraction of one, it will do. Okay. Next is relational operation. This is again our regular mathematical related things only. So So with the relational operator, I will finish today's session. So this is like again your max related concept: greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to equal to, and not equal to. These are the operations we will use it in the max. The same thing we are going to use. For example, if you have two variables, one is 10 and another is 15. If I want to know which is greater, so I can use something like this. If A is greater than B, so what it will do is it will return me an output called true or false only, nothing new. So you told, right, you want to cut short, you don't want to multiple lines, right? So you can run this code like this. I'm running it. If it is true, if 10 is greater than 15, it will say true. If not, it will return false. So it is saying false because A is 10 and B is 15. Obviously, 10 is not greater than 15, so it is returning me false. If in case I will change this same thing, so I will use a less than operator now. Instead of this, I'm using the other relational operator. So if I run like this, so here it is saying is A is less than B. So what is A? A is 10 and line number 11. I used extra bracket. I'm removing it. So it is saying true because yes, the value of A is 10, which is obviously less than the value of B. So I'm getting true. So you know, like is less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, it will check. If it is less than, it is fine, or it is equal to also, it will check. Okay, the same value is there. So it will print. So I will take this example. I will change the value now. I'm going to give something like this. Okay, A equal to 15 and B equal to 15. So I'm going to run this program and see what is the output I'm getting. So both the cases I'm getting false because it is neither equal to, greater than nor less than. So it is returning me a false output here. But I'm using the third operator. For example, less than equal to. So what it will do? It will check whether it is less than or it is equal to. Two condition it will check. If any one condition satisfied, it will say true. So in my condition, this is not less than, A is not less than B, but it is equal to B, so it is returning me true. Same thing for the greater than and equal to also. And equal to is nothing but it will check whether A and B are same. If both are same, then it will print me true. Otherwise, it will print me false. Okay. Same thing for the not equal to also. See, in my case, it is returning true because both are same. For example, I'm changing the value of A equal to 1 and I'm going to use the operator called not equal to. So not equal to is nothing but it will check whether both are not equal to. If both are not equal to, then it will return true. Otherwise, it will say false. In my case, A equal to 1, B equal to 15. Obviously, both are not equal, so it is returning true. But just see the previous example. Previously, A and B, it was 15, so it is written true. But now it is returning false. Why it is returning false? Because I have changed the value of A equal to 1 and B equal to 15. That is why it is not showing as true anymore. It will show false. Any doubt in the relational operator?